Welcome to the Assist Podcast. I'm your host, Zach Schwartz, and it's been a while. I took the summer off. I got really busy with things that mattered a little bit. So joining me today in the new and improved set of Assist episodes coming up, first of them is Thorin Bartlebaugh. Thorin, how are you?
Oh, it's good to be back, Zach Schwartz.
It feels great. It feels like a lot of fun. We're going to try to be less restrictive. We're just going to try to see where this goes. All this other stuff, all the other episodes, be a little bit more freewheeling, a little more loose with our topics. So it should be a lot of fun.
I agree.
Perfect.
Start spitballing some stuff.
That's right. First thing I want to spitball about. You are now an international traveler.
Oh, God.
Much to the chagrin of your lovely girlfriend.
Oh, yes. Did you hear I've been to Italy is her favorite catchphrase right now.
So, for context, Thorin and his girlfriend, am I allowed to say her name? Avery?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. Said it. She'll be on here at some point. Hang out with Katie and I, my girlfriend, and we do like a lot of things. And we haven't been able to for the past couple weeks. I was in Florida. Thorin's been in Italy. So we hang out for the first time the other night. And Thorin's like, yeah. I asked him about it. So Thorin's like, yeah, it was really good. Blah. And his girlfriend just cuts straight through into him. Just like, I get it. You've been to Italy. We get it. And I'm like, actually, I don't. Because I haven't heard about this yet. And then that was all.
No, so, I feel bad because every time I've explained like the stories to people, she's always been there. So at this point, she's just like, yes, I could say it for him at this point. I know exactly what happened.
There's like a hint of jealousy, too, I can imagine. Italy's a beautiful place.
Next time she'll be there.
Well, yeah, I was going to say that, and then she's studying abroad in Spain soon, so like she really has nothing to...
For longer than I was in Italy.
Right. She's got to chill. Okay, so this is your platform then to talk about it. Maybe everyone can listen to this, and this is the one thing, this is all you have to tell for the rest of it, so Avery can... be quiet. So where did you go?
Everywhere. So first week we went to Florence, Pisa, and Rome. And we stayed in a little town called Casciano Terme, which is where our family lives. Okay. And we stayed there, had some good times, met an awesome dog. He was the best boy. He went missing for a couple... half an hour, and then we found him on the street, and we were like, hey, and he just walked over, like, what's up? And then my cousin was like, oh, yeah, everyone knows him here. He doesn't really care. He just kind of walks around, does his own thing. What the hell?
It's like the most independent dog in history.
Dogs there, they do that there. It's weird. Like, they're not, I mean, they are on leashes, but if they want to just go, people don't care. Like, people aren't like, why is there a dog here, like in America?
Right.
But, okay. Yeah, it was fun. Rome was cool. We stayed there for a couple days there in a 2-star hotel, so that was...
2 stars?
Yeah, that was...
Out of 3?
I wish. It wasn't bad. It was just... It was interesting. And then...
It's gotta be better than like an Airbnb or something like that.
Yeah.
At least.
But then we took an 8-hour train ride down to Locri, which is like the southern tip of Italy on the east side. So like, yeah. We stayed there for the next week, met like 50 new family members, and that wasn't even it. Wow. There was more.
So a lot of your family is still there then? Like
yeah.
Probably the majority.
Yeah, my Nana and Nonu and a couple other brothers and sisters came over, but they left most of them behind.
Okay.
We were sitting at dinner, and my Nonu's sitting there singing and everything, and he looks at me and he goes, because my aunt's name's Sylvia and Jenny, and they have like a rivalry. So he looks at me and goes, you want to know how I can make your Zia mad? And he goes, hey, Jenny! And I'm like, he's just so pissed off.
So, yeah. Nuno, is that grandfather?
Nonu.
Yeah,
that's
grandfather. Okay, did not know that. Okay.
Grandfather.
Gonna say.
Zio, aunt and uncle.
In, like, Italian?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't call anyone Zio, I just call my one aunt Zia.
Okay.
I don't know why, but...
I'm not trying to question, I'm just trying to understand. I'm like, I think I know what he's saying, but I'm not sure.
I call one aunt and the other Zia. I don't know why it's like that. They're both Italian, but one won it over the other.
It's just how it goes. Okay.
How it goes. Went to the beach a lot. Ate a lot of pasta. They they eat a lot of pasta.
So some stereotypes do hold up.
Yes, but their pasta is mastered. They are the masters of pasta.
It's much better.
Yes, a lot much better. A lot much better.
That works out. It's the morning.
That's not a good phrase.
It's a Friday morning.
But yeah, it was hot, but I guess it was a lot colder than it was here, which is a definite plus. I did not want to be there in 100-degree weather like home.
Well, sometimes that's what happens over there. It's just like you don't realize it because you think, whatever, it's Europe, and you think everything's like England, and it's all like soggy. But I know when we went to Madrid a couple of years ago, it was just like 100 degrees, and we're like, this is terrible.
Yeah.
It's too warm, though, because you're walking around. You're not, like, sitting inside, like, whatever. Like, that's why you go to Italy.
Yeah, in Rome, I brought, I had a backpack for the trip to use as a day bag. Okay. I only wore it one day, and most of the time it was on my shoulder, swung around the front, because my back was just was just roasting, and it was...
Did you fanny pack?
No, I didn't fanny pack. I should have.
Fanny pack's a move in Europe.
I thought it was stupid when my dad was like, "Get one,
but like
you won't regret it."
And I was like,
"Why would I ever wear a fanny pack?" And then I was like, "I'm so sorry, Dad. Why are you always right?"
Has your dad been to Italy?
He went 20 years ago.
Okay.
Right before I was born, like a year before I was born.
Yeah.
With my mom and other family members, and he said the whole time, since he was a lot bigger than a lot of the Europeans, he was like the pack mule carrying stuff. And our one cousin Sergio took him on a Vespa, and I guess the Vespa was like almost tracking him.
So your Italian heritage is through your mom's side, then?
Yeah, she was a pure blood.
I see.
My grandparents came over straight from Italy.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, because for people that haven't seen Thorin's dad looks like he could be in WWE, like straight up. I know my dad was messing with your dad one time, like driving or whatever, because they know each other, and your dad didn't realize who it was, so he's like, "Excuse me, Mom." My dad's like, "Holy shit!" Like, I'm sorry. My dad's this like 5'7" guy, and your dad's just, I mean, I don't want to guess his weight, but like it's muscle. That's all I got. It is muscle. It's a very intimidating man, but he's very nice. He's a very nice guy, so that's the thing.
That's the funniest part about it is people are like, "Oh, he's so nice," and then when people first meet him, they're like, "What?"
They're like, "Hi."
Oh my god. He's funny, though. He's right a lot, and I always think that he's saying something that is so stupid. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll never do that. And then he's like...
I feel like now we're, like, at the age, like, we've gone through, like, some years of college. We've gone through, like, a little bit of living and doing other things, and it's like, you know what? The parents are right a lot of the time. Like, it's like you don't want to admit it when you're 16, but now you're about to turn 20. I just turned 20. It's like, they get it.
Maybe you do know a little bit more than me, just a little bit.
Yeah, so...
I'll give you that much.
So you went with your brother?
Yes.
Your brother is 15, 16?
15.
He's younger than mine is.
Yes.
I can only imagine that if I went to Europe with 2 weeks... I know you had your grandparents, you said, with you, right?
My grandparents, my Zia, and my three cousins.
I can still only imagine if that, like, my brother and I just went to Europe with other family, how disastrous that would be. How did you manage that? Were you guys sharing a bed?
No.
Okay,
no,
that's good.
We had our own rooms mostly.
Good.
In Lockery, we all kind of there was like a big room. And they just set up a bunch of beds and tables and stuff that we could, it's like a cabin almost.
Okay.
Sort of. It was like in the house. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's how the setup was. So we all just kind of talked and then went to bed. Mm-hmm. We never killed each other. No, we.
And your cousins are right around your age too. At least 2 of them are really close, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Jordan was born like a couple months after me.
Yeah.
And then Alex and Tyler are a few years older.
Okay.
But yeah, we were all messing around together.
Yeah.
Dane was there, and Dane. You know how many times I had to say that I was the older brother?
Well, Dane's...
I'm the one with the beard. And
yeah. Let's say you're not like you're 6 foot, 1, 2, something. Like, you're not like a small guy either. You're right, you have a very nice beard. But like Dane like takes after your father too, so like he's huge already, even though he's 15, 16. So it's like, I mean, you guys are just going to like just the reproductive success. I mean, natural selection. You guys are killing it.
Well, Dane has to start getting custom shoes, I think, pretty soon because his size is like 14. I'm sitting here at a size 11. Like, I'm happy with
But size 11's like nice. I wear 9.5. Really? Yes.
Interestingly enough, when I got those Birks a couple weeks ago, I had to get a size 9. I don't
Really?
know what it is about them. They run like super large, but that's just an interesting fact.
So I would wear like a 5.
I don't know, maybe.
Remember,
I want to say when I was introducing us as well, I'd pull up a picture of my dad, like when he was in high school. Because I have his senior picture because I think it's funny to have.
I have my dad's too. It's definitely a thing.
I held it up to Dane, and they were like, "Oh yeah, perfect clone." And then I'd pull up a picture of my mom. They'd be like, "Oh, that's you."
That's funny. It's funny how that works out because I think I definitely look more like my mom, and Max kind of looks like my dad. But then people will be like, "You guys look the exact same," or like what Avery said the other night. You guys are the spitting image of each other. I'm like, how?
I see it, but I get the same thing because people at
It doesn't make sense to me though. At least being in the brotherly relationship.
Well, me and my cousin, we keep getting told that we look alike, and we're like, no, we don't.
Yeah.
Not Jordan, Alex. So he's like older than me. I'm like, no, we don't look alike. We're the same height. That's it.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. So plane rides suck. I don't recommend.
Yeah, the international.
Yeah,
are rough.
I was so sad. I'm gonna watch The Expanse the whole time.
Yep.
I have 2 seasons on my phone. Just gonna watch it. I got on the plane, turned on airplane mode. We started taking off. I went to my TV app, and I didn't actually physically download the shows onto my phone because I've been so used to unlimited data where I just don't have anything on my phone. I just stream it.
Yeah.
So I was so mad, and then I was like, I'll just listen to music, and I only have a handful of songs actually downloaded.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what if I just get the Wi-Fi? It's $30.
Oh, it's so expensive.
1 gigabyte.
Yeah, it's so expensive.
It's a ripoff.
So what'd you fly over there?
What airline?
Yeah.
Lufthansa.
Okay.
Yeah. So we flew to Germany. Germans speak weird words, and then we flew to Italy, and that was more familiar because I know a little bit of Spanish.
Okay. The high school Spanish. Yeah, I don't have unlimited data. I never had, so I have everything. I have everything downloaded. So yeah, I need I think my phone's 64 gigs because I need the extra storage for all my Spotify. I think I have 1,500 songs downloaded just because of that.
Mine's 256. I don't know why.
Oh, geez. You got the Ultra.
Now I remember. It's because I went to buy it because I was upgrading from a 6S or something because I accidentally went on a bike ride and it was in my pocket and it started raining.
Okay,
and,
that's a problem.
I was like, I want the black one because I hate the white face because it's distracting to me.
What, so white what?
The white face on the phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't like that.
So I'm like, I want the black, not the black face. That's Jesus Christ.
It only took us 12 minutes. Okay. Anyway.
I want the black screen.
Yes, there you go.
Yes, so that's easy to look at. And they're like, well, we don't have 64, we have 256. It's only $50 more. And
it's not that much more expensive.
Yeah, so it's like,
I remember
sure, I'll
my mom
take it.
and I, when we got our 7s, seven. They're like, the 128's the same as the 32. And Mom's like, what? Really? Okay, there we go. And all of a sudden I had more storage than I ever needed, but it's just nice because then...
What are you going to use that storage for?
I don't know. I think I have 30 used now. So 64 is 32 I would have been running out of space, but 64 I'm good. I also don't have any pictures on my phone because I have my MacBook. So I just put it on all my Mac stuff. I put it on my Mac.
You just back it all up?
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know how to check for that. I'm not going to waste time.
Yeah. So I think 64 is the right. And then if I want to download a Netflix show or something like that, I can do that for a plane. I usually don't, but I could, that kind of thing.
Speaking of Netflix and stuff, Avery just got Hulu. And I have my own account, and I'm like, I can actually watch all these shows now.
Hulu's nice. I haven't really explored it because I got Hulu with Spotify.
Okay.
Which is a great deal. And I've just been watching Smallville, the old CW superhero show, and I think it's taking me. I was on a roll in the fall. Kyle Milner and I were watching it at the same time. Also, he passed me one week, and he's finished it already. I'm on season 8 of 10. I'm almost there because it's 10 seasons, 22 episodes each, whatever, 40 minutes long. It's just tough if you're busy. So when I was in Florida this past couple weeks, after my research presentation, I had nothing to do. So I watched a season just in 2 days. No shame. I've never binged like this before. So I'm trying to finish that. But I know Katie watches The Handmaid's Tale. I've heard that's a really good one on Hulu.
Okay.
Drunk History is on there too.
Drunk History, yes, I have to watch that.
It's a great one.
I mean, Avery's upset because all I saw, like the first thing I gravitated towards, I'm like, oh my god, I can watch the regular show again. I can watch Chowder. Like that's what's important to me.
Yeah, it's like none of the like new, like Katie will always come in with these Netflix specials and shows and everything. She's like, this just came out, this is great, like when they see us. And I'm just like, I think I'm gonna watch Arrow for the third time. And she's like, why? I'm like, I don't know, I just want to.
Some TV shows are definitely worth multiple watches.
Oh yeah.
Even if it's a filler episode, well, I guess sometimes you can skip it, but other times it's like worth it. Just for the
like at the back half of the season when there's like the bridge episodes, like this had nothing to do with the main plot of the season, but it's fine. You guys need the extra slot. Well, usually they're like fun like that. So I guess. And
then also, just yesterday, my dad came home with 3 Fire Sticks. He's awesome. Like, we can do this instead of cable. I said, sure. And I loaded it up, and I'm like, Dad, are these hacked? And he goes, yes. So, so I loaded it up, and I couldn't watch everything. I can watch the new Spider-Man right now.
That's insane.
Probably with people standing up in the theater, but like...
Yeah, but still, you could already like get it. It's still, in box office making money. Yeah. That's crazy.
So I'm like...
I have mine, but I don't. I just got one like a couple weeks ago, but I don't have it jailbroken.
Yeah, yet. Did not know that there were so many possibilities like that.
Oh yeah, I think my grandparents of all people jailbroke theirs. I'm like, why do you need that? And they're like, we need new stuff to watch. We don't have much to do, Zach. And I'm like, okay, but they use my aunt's Netflix. They use their daughter's Netflix account. It's like the inverse of what all of us do.
What do like elderly people watch on Netflix?
Do they watch? Well, okay, so my Nana and Papa. Have you met my grandparents? My Nana and Papa?
Maybe.
So they're not like the most, I don't know, I guess normal, like reclusive grandparents, I guess. If you imagine just like, they're not on my dad's side, but they're on my mom's side. So, my family's just pretty outspoken. They just do whatever. They have a good time. So they watch Narcos.
Oh.
So they watch Narcos and they're telling me, because I would go and get lunch with them, whatever. They live in Florida occasionally. And they're like, yeah, there's a lot of tits in it. And all this stuff. And I'm like, you guys are 70. I'm like, how do you enjoy that? And they're like, no, it's really good. Like, there's a lot of drugs. There's a lot of Pablo Escobar. Fascinating. I'm like, Nana. I'm like, you just turned 75. Like, what are you doing? So she asked me what I recommend. So I gave her a couple things. She's like, I need some action or whatever. They don't watch drama. Like, Nana watched Arrow. Of all things. And I'm like, this is like awesome. A gritty, like, down-to-earth superhero show. And she's like, yeah, I really like it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay. Like, how? So they watch stuff like that. They'll watch movies, like, just random movies. I told her, she's like, I really want a drama, but it's intense with some action. I said, Breaking Bad. So we'll see if she watches Breaking Bad. I'll update people on that.
I still have never watched that one.
I haven't either. It's on Netflix, though. Okay. It's on my list to watch, but I feel like you really need time to dedicate it.
Yeah. I don't think I haven't been ready for another TV show.
No,
I can never. I'd rather just play Xbox or something.
Yeah, exactly. Arrow's ending this year, so once that's kind of done, yeah.
How long has it been going?
It's the 8th season, but this is like a half season, so I guess 7.5.
Weird.
It's about time. It's kind of like the character when you're. Well, we both know very well from Endgame. It's like we both love characters. Like, you love shows, but it's like, okay, it's about time for this to end. Like, it's fine if they, like, do it the right way.
Right.
That's how we both felt about our favorite heroes.
I can watch Endgame on that Fire Stick, too.
I was reading an article today about... It passed Avatar.
Yeah.
So congratulations. Yeah. But I read an article about how, like, some people were going to see it 25 times. Or they've seen it 20 times. It's like, one, the amount of money committed there.
Yes, please just feed the corporate beast at that point.
It's like, goodness gracious. Like, I have no problem supporting Marvel, but God. I saw it twice.
Yeah.
Did we see it twice together? We saw it the first time together.
Yeah. Because that's when we saw it, you and Katie.
Yeah.
And then Avery wanted to see it. So we
that's right. So we just added Avery. That's right. Okay. Yeah, so we saw it twice.
Especially because Katie was falling asleep the first time.
Yeah, so she really needed it. I cried both times.
Yeah. I looked right over because Avery's like, I don't cry. What do you mean? And she's like, yeah, I'm crying.
Like Iron Man has meant so much to me in my adolescence growing up.
It's so weird. Like, I'm still not, like, the new Spider-Man, I'm like,
He was in the movie
gone?
a good amount.
Yeah.
I guess we should say
gone,
spoiler
but-
warning. It's been a couple weeks since Spider-Man came out. I think everyone's fine with it.
I think we're fine.
Yeah, okay.
It's not like Endgame.
5 people listen to this anyway, so. No, I agree with you. Yeah, so he's still in it like a lot, and I feel like he's even with the one new movie they're announcing, like the I'm gonna say it wrong, Shanghai. It's like about the 10 Rings, which is the organization that captured Sim in the first Iron Man movie. So it's like even then, like he's probably gonna be somehow in that because Marvel loves to do that where they put in the little.
Yeah, aren't they doing like the Eternals movie or something?
Yeah.
So like
Angelina Jolie.
now they're getting
Like
they're starting like kind of semi-realistic, I guess. If you know what I'm trying to say, like sort of believable.
yeah.
With superhero. Now they're just going like, just wait, like it's
Yeah.
about to blow up.
So
I'm
seems
interested.
like it seems like to me like once Guardians hit
Mm-hmm.
in 2014, like that was okay. They can do whatever the fuck they
Yeah.
wanted to. They're like, because I feel like at the beginning of this whole thing, that they were almost going bankrupt in 2008. Marvel was
Right,
before
yeah.
Disney bought them, which is fascinating. But they're like, all right, we don't have the X-Men. I'm not a big comic guy. I was never a big comic guy.
Yeah, me either.
So based on my understanding of people that were, it was the X-Men, Fantastic Four, and like DC, Superman, Batman,
Yeah.
were like the big ones. Like Iron Man stuff wasn't. They were like the Avengers were big, like they were in all these stories, but they weren't like the
The
group.
defining
So
ones.
my understanding is that they took a risk on the list. They're like, we don't have the X-Men, we don't have the Fantastic Four because we don't have Spider-Man either. Spider-Man's the other one.
Yeah.
So it's like, we're just going to try this. And then all of a sudden they're like, shit, now we can get everybody back. Now we can get Spider-Man. Now we have Fantastic Four and X-Men. So it's like...
Well, Robert Downey Jr. was a hell of a risk too.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I knew early on, I didn't know everything, but it's like, I mean, he's addicted to crack at like age 10.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
A little bit of blackface.
Yeah. Like, that's... Goodness, what a career arc for him. Great way to go out, too.
Recovery story.
Yeah. I mean, that's just incredible what he has done. And then, like, yeah, I feel like once they're like, yeah, we're going to take Guardians of the Galaxy. We're going to spend like $100-something million on a movie for it, and you're going to like it. And they did. We did. We loved it.
And it was fantastic.
So it's like, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but like, compared to other things in there, but like, it's still a good-ass movie, and it's funny, and now they're like, we can do anything we want, and you guys are going to love it. And I feel like that's where we're at right now.
Yeah. It's just amazing to me how like impactful they are, like how controversial some superhero movies are.
Yeah.
Like for whatever reason Black Panther was controversial. Because of course it was. Captain Marvel was controversial. It was a good movie.
I still can't believe Captain Marvel is controversial. Our concern level was, we talked about this before. So for people that don't know, ever since Civil War, Thorin and I go and see like every pretty big movie that at least that we love. Not every movie, but like every movie that we're like, okay, this is going to be fun. We got to go see this together. Because Thorin's love for Captain America, my love for Iron Man, that's what started it, which is great. And now it happens. So when we were going into Captain Marvel, I think we would say we had a moderate concern. We're like, I really hope this isn't just an overarching feminist thing. And you know what? It wasn't. It had some moments, certainly, which is fine.
And it was all part of the story, which made it amazing.
None of it felt forced. None of it felt like this is purposely being done. It's just like a story about a female superhero. And it was great.
Yeah.
So that's why I hate when people are like, oh, it's like, it was a bad or whatever, like movie is pushing the boundary. It's like, one, these are supposed to push the boundary. It's kind of the point of pop culture. And like, it didn't even do it that bad. And like, I don't know about what you're meaning with the Black Panther thing. But if they're talking about like the whole like, you can explain. How is it controversial? I didn't hear about this too much.
It's just because it was
in Africa.
Yeah, like,
and the whole villain's plan was to revolt against the colonizers.
Well, I guess maybe it's controversial because everyone was just, all. I don't know how to explain it without sounding stupid. Like all the racists were just like,
oh yeah,
oh stop ruining our comic books, and it was like, this is how it's always been in the comic books.
He's named
Shut
Black
up.
Panther.
It's controversial because people got complaints that were completely like frivolous.
I also think
it didn't make any sense. Just enjoy the movie.
It's like ridiculous too because when he's doing the whole thing, it's like, we gotta take back this. They've oppressed us for too long. Like everyone's like, he's still the bad guy, but like.
He's got a point.
He's got a point. It's like slavery's pretty rough still to look upon. Like, yeah.
But then he goes, now let's go and oppress the other way.
Yeah,
it's
that's where he's over
wait
the
a
line.
minute.
Yeah.
I was there. I was with you 100% until you were like...
It's like your anger is not misplaced, but your execution of this anger is now like a little far.
Well, it's amazing, like how the villains are.
Yeah.
I've actually heard people complain that the villains aren't like black and white.
They aren't. They complain about it.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I've
what makes a good villain.
little bit.
Is kind of like.
It's just amazing to me, like how could you hate a villain that you can sympathize with?
Yeah.
And your heroes, you can be like, that was stupid that you did that. Like it should be a confusing.
Yeah.
Thing. I mean, you're probably going to end up good and bad at the end,
right?
The way you expected it to, but to see how it happens is interesting.
And I mean, in Black Panther specifically, the king changes his stance.
Yeah,
he shows growth through the experience. Yeah, I think a great villain is either like that, like kind of like Mysterio was a great villain because he kind of like you're like, oh, this guy's a disgruntled ex-employee, like.
But then
he did get shit over. But then it's like, okay, he goes. They always go too far.
Yeah,
it's like you can get it what they're coming from, but then they go too far into the supervillainy action, or they're just so deranged, like the Joker in Dark Knight, probably one of, if not the best villain ever, then one of, where it's just like he's so far removed from society, and also mysterious. You don't even get his name. Yeah, that's where it's like that's a completely different type of thing.
Yeah, and that works great too. It's all about like. What fits best for the story.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And even like Thanos a bit. Like Infinity War, the whole internet was like exploding. Like he kind of had a point. And then in Endgame, you see like he was just crazy. His cause wasn't really noble.
Yeah.
Because if it was, then he would have just ignored them and been like, oh, I know what to do right in this universe. He like wanted to spite them and kill everything.
Yeah, it's a very big revenge.
This guy is actually crazy. We thought he had a point, which he did, but not completely.
He's an insane genocidal.
Yeah, that's what we love, right? Yeah. Gotta love him.
He was a good villain, though. That's the thing. He's very powerful. I had genuine fear in Endgame every time he went up against someone.
Yeah, I was like, how's he gonna beat the shit out of this person now?
He did. I mean, he broke Cap's shield, incapacitated Thor, almost destroyed Iron Man.
Yeah, then Iron Man destroyed himself.
That's right. Rest in peace.
RIP.
Rest in peace, Sir Iron Man.
I remember, speaking about good villains, and this is a totally different, like, genre, I guess.
Okay.
But if you're thinking about good villains, if you ever watched The Legend of Korra.
I have not.
If you ever watched The Last Airbender.
Is that the movies or the shows?
There was only one Last Airbender movie that we don't talk about.
Okay, so we're going with the show. I remember hearing about that and it looked terrible.
There was no Last Airbender movie. There was no Last...
Some things are better animated.
Yes. So The Last Airbender, after that ended, there's like a huge time jump.
Okay.
Where that Avatar Aang is dead, and the new one is Korra, and that's a whole other series.
I've watched some of the episodes. I don't have a genuine framework of the story.
The whole thing?
No.
Okay.
I know the basics, okay? I know there's the Fire Nation's the bad people.
Yeah.
There's Earth, Wind, and Water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get all that, but I'm saying I don't know the specific thing you are referencing. I do not know.
Okay. So Legend of Korra, there's like whole other villains because Aang defeated his thing.
Good
for for Korra, they had like one villain per season.
Okay.
But every villain had a point. Mm-hmm. Especially like there was one dude in the third season who was just like a weird. I don't know. He was almost like a monk, but he was like he was very like spiritual, but he was a villain. He was like, these institutions suck, so he goes and kills like all the leaders across the world and like causes anarchy. Yeah, but they were also oppressive regimes and stuff. So it was like this guy had a point to like wipe the slate clean.
Yeah,
but then he also leaves it in total chaos, and it's like
that's where the issue is. Yeah.
And then the next season after that, the one person tries to like stabilize the region,
right?
But then becomes a power hungry maniac and makes this huge army, and then it's like, wait, I was so close to be with you.
It's always like the little bit too far.
Yeah,
that's where they put in the they slip in the this is the bad guy kind of thing. Always a little too far.
So I definitely recommend both series.
Are they on any streaming?
In other countries, yes.
Okay,
but you can get like the Blu-rays of them for like $40 each, which is nice.
Each $40.
Yeah, or you can get them on a deal, which I didn't, which I should have. I was just like, I'm gonna grab this now.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm like that all the time. Where I just had that, like that Fire Stick thing. I paid full price for that. Then on Prime Day they were like 65% off, and I was like, I hate this.
Yeah, I was mad because we all went to see it, and I'm like, you could have just came to my house and watched it for free.
Yeah.
But the theater experience is pretty good.
Especially for action movies, I think.
Yeah. I actually went and saw The Lion King.
Did you?
2 days ago.
What'd you think about that?
Well, I want to get it out of the way at the start. Calling it live action is bullshit. It's not live action. It's animated.
Okay.
That's just obvious.
Yeah.
Stop calling it live action.
I feel like they'd have a real issue with trying to get lions to
Yeah.
like 10 people dead on the set of Lion King after they tried to force.
But because I haven't seen the original in lots of years.
It's been a while, yeah, for me too.
So, I mean, from what I remember, it was just a photorealistic animation of what the old movie was, and I was like, this is good.
Yeah.
Beyonce is the one lion. That's weird. Mm-hmm. And was Donald Glover Simba?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Donald Glover's in it, Seth Rogen.
Interesting. Yeah, Seth Rogen was great. It was funny. Spoiler alert, I guess. I don't know if it was in the original.
I think it's like the same,
but
roughly the same story.
I don't know if this part was in the original, but like Pumbaa and why am I forgetting the other one?
Is it the hog or the
hog and the
meek rat?
Yeah,
the meek rat. Is that how you say that? Like
Mercat.
Mercat.
I don't know. Well, those two.
Okay.
They're like going to distract the hyenas, and they're like,
yeah.
And he's like, "Let me present your dinner," and he starts going like, he starts singing the "Be Our Guest" song from Lady and the Beast. So he's like, "Be Our," and then they bolt, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, was that in the original?" But that was
I don't
funny.
think so. Actually, now that you say that, I don't think it was because Lion King was like the first, I believe. Maybe it was Aladdin earlier.
I don't know.
I know the Aladdin remake obviously is earlier, but I don't know if like
that was pretty good.
I didn't see that either. Yeah, I'm not a big like I know all these movies. I've seen them all as a kid, but like I never really grasped them or really loved them, I guess.
Me either. The only one I loved is like my Finding Nemo.
Oh well, that's different.
Yeah,
that's
that was my movie.
Well, like for instance, like I'm not gonna go see The Lion King in theaters at least.
Yeah,
I know Katie might want to see it just because it's a different type of animation thing, which is fair. Like,
yeah,
it's kind of gonna be her job.
It was very well done visually.
That's interesting. Okay, I was a little worried about that. I read something that like someone like reviewer or whatever was just like, this is what's your tweet length review or whatever, and someone's like, it's better with edibles. I'm like, Jesus. But
next time,
maybe next time we gotta find a legal state. Michigan's a legal state for it.
Yeah, you can go back to Italy; it's legal there.
I feel like everything's legal in Europe for us since we're
I walked by a cannabis store.
Did you go inside?
No. I wanted to. I'd been like, because there was a lot of merch in the window.
Yeah.
I was like, what if I get this, then I bring it home and like show my dad and be like, look what I got in Europe, and he would
smoked a fat blunt in Europe, Dad. That's great. It's brilliant.
Now I'm cultured.
Truly cultured. Yeah, I had a friend that went to Amsterdam. I don't want to rain on his parade because he'll probably come on here and talk about it, but he said it's just a different type of... everything's totally so open, whatever, yeah.
Well, the weirdest thing was, like, coming back home, I'm like, this is almost too nice.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they don't live...
Like America, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so you still love America despite going to Europe. But people go to Europe and they're like, oh my God, yeah. And then they live there and it's like, it's okay, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I've always loved home. I've loved Ohio, even though it's shitty sometimes.
Yeah.
But, like, it's still, like, almost too nice here. Mm-hmm. Like, because there I was like, oh, this is comfortable. Like, you can do things. You can walk around. You can, like, the biggest thing is you can walk places. And then I come home and I'm like, I have to drive everywhere. Mm-hmm. There's nowhere to walk to.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's definitely places like that here, but...
Right.
Definitely, I was cities. Like, this is why I hate driving so much, because I have to drive everywhere.
You don't like driving?
I mean,
I love driving.
I like driving, but at the same time, I just hate having to do it all the time.
Yeah.
So...
Are you taking your car to Miami?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I just got a new car.
Really?
Yes.
I'm going to have to look outside.
No, it's not here.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Because it's a manual.
Oh, so you're learning right now? Who's teaching you?
My dad.
Oh, okay.
He knows. I drove his car because it's still on
okay.
there. But I did drive it around the past few days. We drove it around all last night and everything. We were going to come this way, maybe, but I was like, it's a little far. I don't know if I can manage that yet. Far.
What is it? What the model make?
2012
nice.
Ford Fiesta.
Nice.
So the only thing is the radio doesn't work.
Okay, we gotta get that fixed.
I guess that's an issue with a lot of them. So it's like one wiring thing, but then I have to take away the whole dashboard.
Right.
So I'm like, I guess I'll spend a day and just work on a car.
That's my thing. Like when I'm driving, whether it's a podcast or music, I have to listen to my thing. I hate going on the radio.
Yeah.
Like I hate when the Bluetooth's not working or the aux cord isn't working. When I forget the nipple, the adapter, whatever you're talking about. I call it a nipple.
The dongle.
Yeah, the dongle. That's what it is. See, dongle sounds just as bad as nipple does. So like, why are you gonna? So like that's like one of my pet peeves is I hate when it's not like I'm not controlling the audio when I'm driving.
Well, my other car, which is now has another problem, but that's the usual. So it's
Did you
it's
like
fine.
sell it for parts or something? Or
No, we still have it.
Okay.
It was running great, and then I got home from Europe, and then it started being weird again. And I'm like, ugh. But the one like really good positive about it was the stereo system. I didn't do anything about it, but it was good.
Yeah.
Like it could just bump music. So like to play in my phone, I have to put the cassette thing in and the wire that comes out. It had like a 6 CD player and everything, so it's not like really old.
Yeah.
But the thing about it, I don't know what about my adapter was, but every time I'd be listening to music, it'd be like randomly, it would flip the sides of the cassette, like try to flip it and then just flip back. So I'd lose like 3 seconds of the song and then come back.
That's frustrating.
And it would keep doing it sometimes like over and over, and then once every minute or something, and it'll just pop out and I'll be like, stop.
That's really frustrating. My car doesn't have an aux cord. So I have like one of the Bluetooth things you plug into the cigarette lighter thing.
Like the FM transmitter or something.
What I have. It works. It does the job.
What year is your car?
2007.
It doesn't have an aux cord? Well, actually,
I probably should know that because I bought the car off my dad this year. Which is
nice.
I know. I'm like, why is my bank account just flowing out? Like, why isn't this money being put back in? I'm like, oh, it's because
it's all going away.
Yeah, it's sad.
God, that sucks. You're like, I'm finally recovering from my last purchase, and then you make another one.
Oh, I know, especially with me moving into this house. I mean, it's my own fault because I'm buying I bought patio furniture. What 20-year-old needs patio furniture? But in my defense, I have my own patio, so I definitely needed it.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? It's like those type of things, and I'm going to use that for like I've justified it all by saying I'm going to use it for the next 5 years or whatever in my life. Like this isn't just now.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you don't. You can like sell it, the stuff that you don't use.
Yeah, and
sell it
too.
Off back. Yeah.
My Mate and I were joking because we're in this townhouse with 2 other people. And what if like it's something that doesn't work out? We have to find like a crappier place because townhouse is really nice. Mm-hmm. If we have to find like a shittier place to live for our senior year, we're gonna have to like have a garage sale of like all the nice shelves we bought and shit. We're like, sorry.
So is yours like everyone has to pitch in the money for the rent? Like
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So if someone backs out, then you're all kind of screwed. You have to pay the difference.
Yeah, but we're pretty close friends. We're not gonna. Everyone's moving their stuff in right now. So and our lease, I think I have to pay my deposit soon.
Yeah, me too. The place I'm living in, it's kind of weird. It's like a duplex and 4 people on each side.
Okay.
It's cool though, because like if someone backs out, like if it's not full, like it's a flat rate you pay for.
Okay, that's good. At least
the only thing you'd have to pay more of is the electricity utility. So
it's off campus housing, right?
Yeah, it's like a mile or 2 away from campus. Okay. So it's like I'm gonna
that's
ride
not
my
bad
bike there and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I was like, this is how adulting works. Like I don't like it. Why can't you just be like clear with what it is?
Yeah.
Why is it all so cryptic?
It's very weird and like very like what you want to like try to figure out, but like you don't know anything. So like you're transferring community college to a 4-year university, so people know, and it's like your first kind of like I guess not to be insulting like
no for sure
like moving away. So
I mean I think it's better than going straight from high school, but at the same time, I guess you've had time to be in the area.
Yeah,
which I haven't.
Yeah, I mean so I kind of just like dove right in.
Yeah,
so
which is good sometimes.
Yeah. Like I feel like for a lot of freshmen, they like take advantage. They come home and they see their family a lot. I didn't have that option.
No, can't really catch a train or a bus.
Yeah, no, not yet. The Hyperloop isn't up yet. But no, I think also like what you did is like really smart, especially because like the cost of the community college is non-existent, so that's helpful.
Yeah, just nice.
Yeah, definitely stuff like that, and I feel like too. I mean, you and I have talked before. Like the last couple of months, you're like, yeah, it's time. It's time to go. So, which is
Well, my dad asked me the other day. He's like, "Are you ready? Like, really ready to move on?" I'm like, I'm still completely nervous, of course. But I'm like, everyone needs to take that jump. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm never going to be perfectly ready. I'm still always not going to be a little bit not ready. Yeah. But I'm ready to make the jump to figure it out.
That's my life motto. Sometimes you gotta run before you can walk.
Zach Schwartz.
Tony Stark.
2019. Oh, that's...
It's not me. I didn't say that. Tony Stark.
Zach Schwartz.
No, I think it's really important too. That's like you really have to be in the environment too. There, like I feel like when people, I mentioned people going home. It's great to go home like every once in a while and see family and stuff. But I feel like if you're going back like every week, for instance, then you're not even at college. Like it's not real. Like I mean, I'm not saying you got to go out and get trash and all that stuff too. I mean, you do that sometimes, but like I feel like it's just being in there, like you said, adulting. Like people joke about adulting a lot. Like when they're still living at home. Yeah. It's a real thing. It's terrifying. Like I gotta go out to the supermarket and like I could just be buying like a terrible brand of this stuff or like I'm paying way too much for this and I have no clue. So like I'll ask my dad, my dad's Jewish, so he understands price points. I'll be like, Dad, is this too much for this? And he'll be like, yeah, dude, you gotta pay around this price. And I'm like, oh, well, I already bought it.
Let's see what happened.
Like that kind of thing. So it's just like it's scary, especially when I first got to school. I was just spending money on everything. I spent so much money my first semester there, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Yeah. And like now I'm spending a lot of money just because, like I said, on a bunch of different things, like mattresses, not mattresses, like TV for the common room. I just bought a TV stand, all this other stuff, patio furniture, like I said, a desk. Like it's crazy. It's weird.
Yeah, and I feel like once I get down there myself, I'm gonna be like, I didn't know I needed this. Because it's been there. Like I never noticed. I don't know what it would be. Mm-hmm. But like, I didn't notice this certain thing because I've lived with it the past 19 years. Yeah. Like, how was I supposed to?
Right. So that's how I am. I like moving into this house. I bought like a couple of things beforehand before I went in and saw it. But like when I went in and saw my room, and then like I bought my desk and stuff like that. Like I bought a desk. Obviously, I got a bed. That kind of stuff. I was like, okay, what else do I need now? Like sitting here. Yeah. And I'm like, So, like, for my desk, I got a couple things, and then, like, I got the TV stand, like I said, for my little TV. Mm-hmm. I have my projector, too, so I probably have to get something for that. But it's, like, I have to, like, Katie, for instance, walks in, like, she knows what she wants. Like, she walks in the Target, she can visualize where everything's going to go in her room. I can't do that. I have to be sitting in the room, like, staring at the wall like an idiot and be like, I should get a little shelf for that, or something like that.
I think we're dating the same person.
Is Avery just, like...
Yeah. She'll walk into a Target and be like, all right.
This goes here.
You need this. And I'm like, do I need this? Well, she's getting mad at me because I'm like, what if I just take this from my room, this small thing, just bring it over? She's like, you can't bring your room over. I'm like, I know I need somewhere to come back to, but if I don't ever use these at home, I could move them. I don't know. I'm just like,
that and like, do I need this? Your like wall art and stuff like that. Like that's the other thing you gotta.
I bought a new flag.
What kind of flag?
Ohio flag.
Ohio flag.
I've had the American flag on my wall since like freshman year.
Okay, I see. So that's gotta stay.
Yeah, and I got Ohio flag because I think the Ohio flag looks cooler.
I can't even visualize the Ohio flag.
You know what the Ohio flag looks like?
Isn't it like a pennant? It's not actually a flat. Like, it's not like a rectangle. Okay, zigzag. I know it's a pennant. That's a start.
And then in Italy, me and Dane got Italian flags. Dane got me regular size Italian flag. Then he goes up to the next guy. He's like, "Can I get like a bigger Italian flag?" And he's like, "I got you." So we get home. This thing is like my wingspan.
Seriously?
Yes.
It's like 60 something, 65. No, it'd be like 70 something inches. That's insane.
Yeah, it's massive. And I'm like, "What are you gonna do?" And he's like, "I'm gonna cover my whole wall with it."
That's awesome.
Takes up like half his wall. I'm like,
that's great.
That's insane. Yeah. But wall art definitely is. You don't think about it.
Yeah, I mean I do just because I buy so much stuff.
Are you gonna bring? You're bringing the Tony Stark one, right?
Yeah, the Iron Man canvas are down there. So we tried. Katie and I were sitting there at the house for a little bit before we were running dishes, whatever. We like hung up half my room and the other half. We're gonna make the I have an Iron Man canvas that's this really cool, like, with his gauntlet on, whatever. He's like, it just looks badass. It's a 3-part canvas. It glows in the dark. It's very awesome. I spent a good chunk of change on it. I'm very proud. So we started hanging up. We made it like the dead centerpiece of the wall, whatever. So we're putting the first part up. We put it up, whatever. And then we started getting the second part up. It's hard to, it's not hard, but it's weird because you have to do 3 separate canvases, but they have to all look even. So we put up the right part of it, along with the center part. Center part comes crashing down, knocks out the outlet directly below the outlet protector. So I was like, fuck, well, I gotta buy an outlet protector now to fix that. But we're like, and then we're both looking at each other. We're like, we're gonna put this away for like the fall. I think the problem is, Monte brought this up. It's like we're not paying for our house yet, so we like leave it at like 80 degrees. So like when you have, I love command strips. I think they work really well. But like a lot of my stuff's been falling off because I think it's too hot. I don't know if that makes sense. You're a man of science. Does that make sense? Could it be too hot and then like it like sweats almost within the wall?
I don't know.
Because like I didn't have that issue in my dorm.
It could be too heavy.
So yeah, I put like stronger ones on too. Like there's Velcro ones, and then there's ones you can just stick on top of each other. So I bought like Velcro ones too for that.
Are you allowed to put holes in the walls?
Yeah. So I have a nail in for one.
Just find a good stud.
I have like canvas hooks. Like it's like I have like you put the command strip on the hook, and then like
the ones you saw on TV.
It might be
ones you just pull off and come off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of. I think I don't know.
I mean, it's definitely something to look up, maybe.
Yeah.
But.
Because I had no problem.
I couldn't imagine that.
I had no problem last year with my canvases. That's the thing.
Yeah, 80 degrees. I mean, some people just don't have AC, so I don't think they would make a product that
80 degrees is really hot.
I know.
In the house.
I know, but some people don't have AC.
That's true.
So like
some people aren't as
you'd
fortunate.
think. I don't know.
What's it right now? It's 75 in here, and I even feel a little.
Yeah.
My ideal temperature is like 70, 72, but that's a lot of AC in Florida.
Yeah, I'm good at like 75.
I could definitely like live in that, but I'm just saying like.
Yeah, there's no AC in Europe, so that was interesting.
They just don't have it.
Not really. I mean, there's a few. There's a few here and there, but they have a lot of fans.
Okay. I was gonna say, we're really that privileged, but we're the only country with AC in the world.
Really, like. I went with, but it wasn't bad. I didn't not enjoy it.
Yeah. Wow, no.
But it's nice though because they can leave their windows open because they don't have all the freaking mosquitoes.
Oh, really? They have mosquitoes over there.
Not that I saw, which I was weirded out by. Like, where's all these bugs?
Right, you're just like subconsciously like scratching.
But then I would see like a bug fly in the window, and I'd be like, "What the hell is that?" I've never seen that.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Like it's like this massive like.
There was one that looked like a T almost, and I was like, I don't think that's harmless. I think that's harmless, but what the fuck is that?
That's
like, get that out of my room.
That's insane to think about.
Yeah, you forget that you don't have the same stuff.
Yeah, I guess
like
so. Like,
animals.
especially when you're only over there for like a couple weeks, and you're like, "What the hell?" Never seen that before. Never gonna see it again unless I come back here.
I know. I don't mean to keep bringing it up, but still, like, it's weird.
No, it's definitely. That's where it's like as soon as you get into Orlando and you see palm trees and stuff, and you're like,
"Oh my god, yeah!"
Here we are. We're like it's completely, or like these little geckos that run around all over the place.
Yeah, I saw those too.
So
it's like what? You're here? I saw a gang of street cats.
Gang of street cats.
Yeah, they're little kittens just by the dumpster, and they were like chilling there. I'm like, oh, I wish I could take you, but I can't. I don't think you can really go on the plane. Cats
are like, I don't like cats.
You don't like cats?
No,
I like cats.
I'm allergic, number one, so it's probably a big deterrent. But I'm a very strong dog person. I know you can be both dog and cats. Like you like both. I'm a very strong dog person. I think dogs are just like, if you gave me a choice between dog and cat, I would assume I'd take the dog like 99% of the time.
See, I've always loved dogs, but at the same time, I'm like, cats, you don't have to baby.
Yeah.
Like, dogs are very attention, like, craving. Like, they
definitely.
need, which, that's how they are, because they're very social, and they're like, you are a partnership if you get a dog. And I feel like if I got an animal right now, like, it'd be totally unfair to have one in college.
Agreed. That's where I'm at right now.
Like, you cannot be full-time student and have a dog. I mean, maybe you can if you can make it work, but I feel like leaving your dog home all the time or have someone else watch it and like
I feel like I can't do that right now.
Yeah. So, but I would get a cat.
Right.
Like, because cats just kind of do their own thing.
I can see that thing. I just rather have no pet than a cat.
Yeah, that too.
Like, my dad tells me, like, I need to get, like, a pig. Just
a pig.
He says pigs are awesome. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? In my lease, I can only get a dog, though. That's the other thing. Dogs are only allowed.
Really?
Yeah. Cats
aren't allowed.
I said dogs only. I'm not complaining about that. I'm living with my 2 friends have 2 dogs. They both have French bulldogs.
Sure. So I would just think that dogs are a lot more, like, I guess, destructive if you want to talk from, like, a landlord's point of view.
I don't understand the rationale per se.
Though.
Yeah, I'm excited.
If you had a small enough dog, I guess. You're talking a big dog.
The French bulldogs?
You could also get, like, a smaller dog.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
I like labs.
Yeah, they come in sizes.
I like the medium-sized dogs.
Yeah.
Ones you can, like, still rough around with a little bit and stuff.
Yes.
Like a small dog, it's like, okay, I'm probably I don't want to hurt you. I'm a little concerned about that.
Avery has a bulldog now. She's had it past half a year. It's been weird to watch him, like, grow up and everything. Because he's not huge, but he's turned into a medium-sized dog. But I used to I do rough around with him and I play around with him. But now he bites now. Like,
oh, yeah.
It's not like he's being mean, but he just can bite. So he's like, I'm just doing the same thing I've always done. I'm like, no, you're not.
Yeah,
you're carving up my hand.
My aunt has a pit bull, and it's the same thing. She'll get my dad sometimes when she plays with them. It's not their fault, but it's like...
No, and it's just so funny when you, like, don't see them for a while, and you walk in, they're like...
Yeah, and you're like...
You're here. You're like, oh, God.
It's so true. The one French bulldog down there, I went over to the guy's house for the first time in a while, and his dog just comes, I don't know how it smelled me or whatever, but it just come sprinting out of the room it was in and barrels into my hamstring and falls down. I'm like, what are you doing, you idiot? I'm like, I missed you too, but, like, relax.
I think it's funny. Avery's cat loves me. Okay. And she doesn't like a lot of people. Because they always, like, mess around with her. But she'll, like, walk up to me and I'll be like, oh, hey. And she'll let me pet her. But as soon as Murphy comes around the corner and starts trotting up, he looks at her.
Is Murphy the bulldog?
Murphy's the bulldog, yes. Okay. But she just bolts because he's such a dick to her.
Oh, yeah.
All he does is, like, try to play with her. And she's like, stop. She's a very antisocial cat. So it's, like, not a good mix. But it's hilarious to watch.
The dog-cat interaction is fascinating. I know my friend, when the dog was still a puppy, would, like, mess with the cat. And the cat, one time I saw it with my own eyes, just slapped the shit out of the dog. Smacked the thing over. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like,
I mean, sometimes it's justified.
No, I agree. It's like, almost like
dogs
siblings,
can be
I imagine.
Yeah. Dogs... I'm not saying you need to slap the shit out of your dog.
Oh, no.
It's like sometimes you need to kind of pat your dog.
Yeah.
Like a little bit, like, stop that.
Yeah, definitely. There's a proper way to discipline your dog.
Don't spank your dog, I guess. That seems like a weird
I'm with
thing
that
to do.
too. I think positive reinforcement works rather than negative reinforcement.
Yes. I don't know how to raise an animal. I don't know what I'm talking about. So
I'm going to learn at some point, but that day is not today or tomorrow. That's what matters, I guess.
I hope no one listens to me about smacking their dog.
I imagine it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I imagine I imagine it works probably for some people, but I imagine also that, like, it's not the most efficient way of training your dog.
I hear cats don't respond to negative reinforcement. They're just like...
See, I feel like cats don't respond to anything.
Cats...
That's my problem. I have a big, like... what's the word? Stereotypical view of an angry cat. I think that's my problem.
Yeah. You gotta get, like, the good cat that's just, like, really chill.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I love. The other ones, I'm just like, why are you such an asshole?
Right.
Like, my aunt's cats. My dad's side. And he's like... I went to watch her cats a couple years ago. I'd walk in, they just, like, stare at me. And then I'd go to, like, fill their stuff. They'll just, like... I don't know. It was so weird.
Right.
Like, they always would, like, look at me like I'm some weird person. And, like, they hiss at me a couple times. I was like, why? Yeah. Why are you like this?
It's like,
I'm giving you food.
Exactly. It's like, what's wrong with you? Yeah. I get that.
Speaking of cats, did you see the trailer for the new Cats movie?
No. Isn't that like I thought it was a play.
I don't know what it is, but it is live action.
Okay. Actually live action, or?
Yes. I mean, there's real people.
Okay.
Like,
Well, it's a Broadway play.
Heavy,
right?
Heavy CGI.
Heavy CGI. Okay.
Because every person is CGI'd to be like a cat.
I can't visualize this.
They all have tails and ears and fur all down their body. It's the most. It's like a furry convention is in theaters, and I hate it.
It's so.
Taylor Swift's in it.
What?
Rebel Wilson's in it. I feel like Rebel Wilson plays the same exact character in every movie.
Yeah.
The klutzy, bigger girl.
Definitely.
And I'm just like, does this need to be a thing? I've never heard. Is there a Cats movie that was animated or something?
I thought, I thought it was a play.
Oh, it could be.
I'm not really caught up on all that.
But here's the thing, especially like that some of their movements try to be like cat-like. It's the most disturbing. Oh my god! It's like a bunch of people. It's like a bunch of kids playing pretend cat.
I know they're trying as hard as they can, but like I feel like sometimes when there's someone over the top, like that's what I have issues with. It's not like the people that are doing it themselves, because like honestly, it's really hard to do that, and like it takes a lot of physics and stuff like that. But like when you're like not a CEO, but like when you're the producer or whatever, and you're like, or the screenwriter, and you're like, yeah, we're gonna have this happen. This is what we're doing in the movie, and you're asking the animator or whoever it is, the CGI person, to do that. Like, I feel like that's like you're almost leading them into getting slaughtered, because then everyone, like, the common thing is like, because people don't think about it, they're like, oh, this animation sucks, and then it's like, well, then the person feels like shit, but it's really like you're being asked to do an impossible job. It's like the same thing if you're like an NFL quarterback, and it's like, all right, we need you to run all the time, and you got Peyton Manning who's like got neck surgery and can't run. It's like, we need you to run. And he's like, what do you mean? And he's like, I need you to run and then this offense. It's like, change your offense. Like, no, this isn't gonna work. It's like, what do you like? That's stupid.
Yeah, it's oh my god,
doesn't make sense to me. Like
the Sonic movie, how they're redoing it. You know, those animators were like, this is awful. You're making us do it this way. Oh, yeah. And we're going to have to change it.
I can't believe
now they have to change every frame of the movie.
I can't believe it actually changed, though. Is that the first time it's ever happened? Like, people have been outraged about movies before they've come out.
Yeah.
And they haven't really changed anything, I guess.
Yeah, I've never seen a movie totally flip like that.
And like, publicly do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're like, yep, we heard what she said. We're going to... Is that Sony? Is that a Sony thing?
Of course it is.
Okay. I was just guessing. It's so bad.
I'm still amazed that Sony, the studio that made the Emoji movie, made Into the Spider-Verse.
I know. I like the original 3 Spider-Men, which were great.
Yeah. Well.
The Emoji movie. What do you mean, well?
Yeah, they were good. I just haven't seen them in so long.
It's been a while, but they're like Spider-Man 2 is like still a great superhero movie, at least.
Have you ever had to watch the Emoji movie 7 times in a week?
Why did you have to do that? Oh, because you work at the drive-in. You guys premiered that in the drive-in?
Yes, for like 3 weeks. Oh my god.
Don't you pick the top 2 movies?
Pretty much.
Or top 4, I guess.
It's a kid's movie. Every kid's movie.
What kid goes out to the drive-in?
All of them.
But you're out till like midnight. Katie couldn't stay up the one time we went. Really? Okay.
We almost sold out for Aladdin.
I feel like that's different though.
Because
there's a lot of kids our age that want to see that, and adults that want to see that.
Yeah, the Emoji movie was awful. I'll give it like there was like 1 or 2 jokes in there where I was like, that was kind of clever, but the rest of it I was like,
well, that's 1 or 2 jokes in like an hour and a half. That's bad. That's not good.
It was the dumbest, most pointless movie I've ever seen. There was one point where he was like, "Hey, look at those dumb emoticons." It was like the colon, like parentheses. And I was like, Yeah, emoticons. Those were cool. I still use them sometimes.
Yeah, whatever. Cool.
Whatever. I guess I'm old.
That's crazy. So not in on that movie.
Yeah, don't watch the Emoji movie.
Okay.
It's not worth it.
I think that's the last thing. That's the last thing we're gonna leave our listeners with is don't watch the Emoji movie.
Yes, watch Into the Spider-Verse.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my god.
There's a list of movies you get mad at me for not seeing.
Yes. But at the same time,
Rogue One's one of them.
Yeah, Rogue One.
Spider-Verse,
Solo.
Yeah.
Which people hated on, but it was a good movie. Because Star Wars fans are weird.
Guardians 2.
You haven't seen Guardians 2?
There we go. Logan.
Yeah, Logan was good.
You were on me for Thor Ragnarok for a while back. I crossed that one off.
Yes, that one was a great movie.
It was very funny. I enjoyed it.
Korg.
He's in Endgame again.
I know.
Playing Fortnite, of all things.
Oh, the kid on the game called me a dickhead again.
New Master.
New Master 60. Oh, I think we should leave off on Natalie Portman being Thor.
Female Thor.
Female Thor. I'm so excited.
So are you named after Thor?
No.
Okay.
The Hobbit.
I couldn't remember if you were or not. I know I've asked you before, like 3 times.
It's from the book The Hobbit, which is the prequel to the Lord of the Rings books. And I'm named after a dwarf.
It's ironic. It'd be bad if you were named after a dwarf and you, like, grew up to be 5'3". Be like, this is...
Yeah.
It's like, Dad, do you see what you've done to me?
There's a girl I work with at the restaurant, and she named her kid Thorin too.
Right,
but not after me.
That.
She was like, I want you to know that we saw the book too, and we were like, that's cool. And then you worked here, and we were like, that's weird.
That's a bit odd. It's like, I barely know you. I just serve food with you. Like, relax. So anyway, yeah. Natalie, so my thing, I like it. It's cool. It's always been something I thought's really interesting that comes from the recent comics. I just assumed, I talked to Katie's dad about this. I figured that they burned that bridge. Because they messed up Jane Foster's character in the first 2 movies. And then the third movie, they, except for a line from, like, Loki where he's like, oh yeah, you broke up with her. And he's like, no. It was a mutual dumping or whatever. Never heard mutual dumping. Yeah. That. But I never thought that Natalie Portman would come back. And of course, they had the Endgame thing, which I don't know if that was just unused footage.
I'm pretty sure it had to have been.
So that's why I figured she didn't come back for just like a minute thing. So, and then all of a sudden that dropped. Because Thor 4 leaked a couple days ago. And I'm like, that's weird. He gets a 4th movie. Like, Iron Man didn't get that, Captain didn't get that, whatever. Yeah. But then it's like, oh no, it's a female. I'm like, that makes sense now. So,
but did you see, I don't know if that was official art, but they both had hammers or something, or was that just fan art?
I mean, I guess it might be fan art. I guess it's possible. She held Mjolnir coming out of Comic-Con. Mjolnir. I can't pronounce half the words in the English language. Do you expect me to pronounce a Norse?
Yes, that's true.
I mean, we saw it Endgame. Cap had it.
But
so it's like...
But he returned that one.
Yeah, but like, it's comics. Like, who...
Yeah, you're right.
It's something's gonna happen.
We're getting so deep into it again.
There's gonna be another hammer. There's gonna be a third hammer because we need more hammers. You
get the little.
That's such a great line. There's a meat tenderizer. That's Thor's hammer.
I'm so happy about that.
It was on sale on Prime Day. I'm like, do you want this? Katie's like, no, we don't need this. I'm like, fine.
Yes, you do. Like, everyone needs a meat tenderizer.
Or there's like a Captain America shield that's a
cutting board.
Yes.
Ooh. Is there something for Iron Man?
I don't know what you would... I have a bottle opener. It's like a little... it's this little, like, glove. And then you get... I haven't used it yet. Katie got me that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's so much, like,
I know.
merch. I'm like,
it's insane. Hulk gloves.
Hulk gloves.
Power, like, box
can never
gloves.
beat the Hulk gloves. I used to have those.
I didn't. I never did.
I don't ever remember what happened to them, but they could definitely punch the shit out of someone.
Oh, yeah. Max and I just had boxing gloves and we just...
Oh, yeah. Those are always good.
It wouldn't hurt because it was like, they made them like soft. So
yeah.
Like, you get punched in the face and it's like, all right, I feel fine. Relatively.
Was it those like really big air ones that used to have? Like,
I don't know if it was giant air ones. I don't know if it was the giant ones. I don't think it was.
I never got to use those. I was upset. It was really big, like clubs on your hands. How did we get onto this?
I don't know. This is what this is supposed to be, though. The new
and improved, yes.
Yeah, it just goes, and people can either be like, "This is stupid," or they can be like, "This is exactly how my brain works." It's definitely how mine works.
I don't even remember where we started, but I'm not.
I think we start with Italy. But yeah, this is a great way to end it. Just full circle. This is how. Hope you liked it. Hope this is more of what we're gonna do. I know Thorin, you'll be back on. Like, we barely even touched on like a bunch of science things that have been happening.
Yes.
So I mean, obviously we have all of that. We'll have just more conversations like this. Is great.
Yes.
Hobbs and Shaw next week.
Does that come out next week?
August 2nd. So you'll be on probably shortly after that.
Probably.
Once we get a little bit of a break.
I didn't realize I'd be back in the theater again
so soon. That's our next theater. I know. You're like, with the wallet. Oh no. The Rock, obviously. Jason Statham. We'll be excited for that. Idris Elba is Black Superman.
Yes.
Pretty up for that. So we'll definitely talk about that a bit, and we'll go on about how you need to advocate that the Fast franchise, even though you like it, it's just that you can't stop fire with cars.
You gotta love it though. It's perfect.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me.
Of course. Until next time.
Until next time. Thank you for listening to the Assist podcast. If you like the show, go drop a 5-star rating. That really helps us keep the show going. If you want to stay updated with all the podcast episodes, hit the subscribe button, and also go follow our Twitter, which is @assist_podcast, and our Instagram, which is now the Assist Podcast. And you can write any emails, any suggestions you have to theassistpod@yahoo.com, and we'll see you next week.